Angelo Stiller is the one to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool are in the market for Angelo Stiller, and he could be the one to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold is leaving Liverpool. That's been rumoured and expected for a long time now, of course, but it was officially confirmed on Monday. The Scouser is calling time on his career with the Reds, using the end of his contract to engineer a fresh start. And who knows where that will be. It leaves Liverpool needing to head in a new direction. Now, the first name that comes to mind there is Connor Bradley, who will almost certainly step into the right-back role with ease. Bradley is unquestionably an incredible talent, and one who could genuinely go on to be one of the best right-backs we've seen at Anfield. However, he's a very different player to Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold brings so much to the table, and a lot of it's unique, meaning Liverpool can't simply find a right-back to swap in for him. Bradley certainly won't do that, even if he'll bring his own elements to the role. Liverpool then need to replace a lot of Alexander-Arnold in the aggregate, and they may have found a way to do that. From Alexander-Arnold to Angelo Stiller Stuttgarter. Nachrichten in Germany claims Liverpool have intensified their interest in Stuttgart's Angelo Stiller. The midfielder has been linked with the Reds for some time now, and it appears they're ready to push on, and it's easy to see why, especially in light of the Alexander-Arnold news. The right-back's big, irreplaceable trait is that he provides a remarkable number of progressive passes. Those are completed passes that move the team forward at least 10 yards. Alexander-Arnold provides quite comfortably more than any other fullback. He also provides more than just about any other player. Liverpool then need to replace that, and they're not finding another right-back who can do it. If they don't, the entire team becomes a lot less incisive with the ball. The easiest way to bring that into the side is with a deep midfielder. Stiller is exactly that, and he brings an incredible number of progressive passes, 98th percentile across midfielders in Europe, and that makes it one of the highest numbers in Europe, given midfielders play more of these passes than anyone. So here's how they do it in the aggregate. Liverpool can add a midfielder who moves the team forward, forget about doing it from fullback, and instead embrace what Bradley offers from fullback. Richard Hughes given golden chance to fix Jurgen Klopp's biggest transfer mistake back in 2022. Liverpool made Darwin Núñez their most expensive ever player. The Uruguay international, now 25, was signed from Benfica for a fee that could eventually reach $85 million. And although Núñez has just been crowned a Premier League champion, it's fair to say the transfer hasn't exactly worked out for the club or the player. From the moment he was sent off against Crystal Palace during the early part of his Liverpool career until last weekend, when he hastily deleted an ill-advised tweet about his game time, Núñez never really fit in. His output has been far lower than expected, especially given the fee involved, and now an exit looks inevitable. Liverpool will seek to recoup as much of their 85 millimeters as possible, and potential suitors for the former Benfica forward are reported to include Atletico Madrid, Fenerbahce, and Saudi Arabia. If sporting director Richard Hughes manages to bring in around 70 million for Núñez this summer, then he will be out the door. Liverpool, linked once again with Nkunku, attention will then turn to finding a replacement, and Liverpool have an intriguing prospect of righting a transfer wrong. Back in 2022, Jurgen Klopp still ruled the roost. It has since been reported that the manager went against the club's advice to sign Darwin, who was impressive over 2 legs against the Reds in the Champions League that season. Instead, the recruitment team, with a very good track record in landing forwards, were pulling for Christopher Nkunku. Núñez was very much a Klopp signing. Liverpool's recruitment think tank preferred Christopher Nkunku, then of RB Leipzig, who has spent this season injured at Chelsea, wrote Paul Joyce in The Times. Nkunku didn't leave Leipzig that summer, but it wasn't long until the Blues tied up a deal valued at around 52 million. If Núñez's deal hasn't worked out, it would be only fair to say that Nkunku's has probably been worse. Nkunku's Chelsea move has failed. The 27-year-old signed a contract until 2029, but like many signings under Todd Boehly, he hasn't found his way. This season he's played only 29% of the minutes available to him in the Premier League due to injuries and a seeming incompatibility with Enzo Maresca's style of play. He's only got 3 goals and 2 assists in the top flight this term, and his starts have been mostly in the UEFA Conference League and domestic cups. The situation has reached a crescendo, with a flurry of stories now confirming that the forward wants to leave Chelsea this summer. Liverpool have once again been credited with interest. But is this a transfer that Liverpool should contest? At first glance, the club might be encouraged to steer clear. His wages are estimated at $195,000 per week, according to Capology, and 8 of his 17 Blues goals to date include 5 in this season's Conference League and a hat-trick in the EFL Cup against Barrow. But there is certainly still a player there, and one that could thrive in the right circumstances. Liverpool could do a lot worse than take Nkunku on loan, for example, with an option to buy down the line. Nkunku's numbers are solid. Arne Slot has got vast improvements out of several of this Liverpool squad, and no doubt club staff will have dossiers on Nkunku. A lot of their transfer homework is already done, and even though the sample size is small this season, the underlying Premier League numbers from FBref are pretty good. His non-penalty expected goals plus expected assists per 90 minutes total this season is 0.68, comparing favourably to Diogo Jota's 0.73 and Darwin's 0.56. He puts 44% of his shots on target, as opposed to 36.4% for Núñez and 27.1% for Jota. His expected assisted goals per 90 is higher, 0.21, than Liverpool's striking options, 0.14 for Jota and 0.10 for Núñez, and he provides more key passes, more passes into the final third and more passes into the penalty area per 90 than Núñez and Diaz. He also makes 3.32 shot-creating actions per 90, with Jota on 2.13 and Núñez on 2.31. Nkunku has got more touches, more take-ons and more carries per 90 too. As evidenced above, he is a lot more involved in the play, not seeking to be played in all the time, and not solely seeking goals for himself. He would be a centre-forward as opposed to a striker, allowing Mo Salah to thrive on the right. In the right circumstance, this is a bargain to be had. And don't forget his versatility. He can play both wings and even in behind as a no-10 or attacking midfielder Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid, first FIFA club. World Cup hurdle now cleared. Trent Alexander-Arnold has now confirmed he is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. The right-back is due to be out of contract in 2025 and has now communicated his decision to depart across his social media channels. It is a devastating blow for the Reds, so soon after winning the Premier League title. But life goes on with Connor Bradley now set for a more important role. But Trent's mind is made up. He is bringing down the curtain on a 2-decade Anfield stay, with Real Madrid widely expected to be his next destination. Los Blancos have made overtures to Trent this year in order to come to the Bernabeu,